Read the disclaimer 13 and up. Hello everyone, and for this video, this is the QuadStrike episode review time. I think it's a little interesting. We get to take a look at basically the Light Ignite stadium. So, I mean, it's called the Aether Stadium in the show, but yeah, we'll get into it, I guess, just to talk about. Basically, the episode starts off with Shu, and actually, they're in, so this is when Shu is calling Volt, so it's not even really a new outfit he has, it's just lab coats. I thought he had, like, a new outfit when he was gonna have, like, the Bolt SPRYZEN, but no, it was just for the research stuff, so fair enough, I guess. So then after, he's trying out this stadium, launches Astral SPRYZEN. So this is actually kind of cool because they kind of build on the first episode when we kind of see this whole elementalness, and then after they kind of expand on that quite a bit, which I thought was kind of cool, I guess, Kind of brings it back to the start. Yeah, but aside from that, yeah, so then after, talking about the tournament stuff, whatever, it's going to be on hold because he wants to try to visit Shu to see what's up. And yeah, so she's basically talking to PAX, and she's like, well, hey, I'll win this, because talking about, like, whatever, like, her versus, like, Bellfire, it's like, oh, don't lose, and then after, it's like, well, if you lose, then that's on you, then. No, it's very, I guess also why he kind of gets into this later on, which is on the quote-unquote big surprise, obviously, is that, he very much takes pride in all the Pandoras that he created, and I'll get into more of that, but, yeah, PAX, I'll say, pretty interesting character, for Burst, at least. I think that's probably when the season's at its strongest. And when we move from there, okay, they basically see the stadium. Oh, and also, what's interesting is when they cover actually the past, because when they're talking about the elemental stuff, I was a little surprised on this, because so, when they're talking about it, they're like, hey, well, we've kind of seen glimpses of this, or we've kind of seen like stuff like this in the past, and I was like, oh, I guess it was just kind of there this whole time. We didn't see it. Now that's interesting, I guess, for them to, like, try to write it in, I guess. Yeah, fair enough. I have nothing to say. I was like, oh alright, I guess. Got some wacky lore to the stuff, so I guess for Burst, it's just, the elemental stuff just gets written, for the base. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. I mean, like, they built on stuff like the hyperflux, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really, like, take away from anything, I guess. I don't know, I have to really sit on that, to think it's a little bit weird. So, from there on out, they're basically just, like, gonna do the stadium, whatever. Oh, well, first of all, actually, Bellfire is practicing. She wants to practice with Iger. PAX is basically talking how, you're doing elemental stuff. Well, that's what I've been doing this whole time. He's a big fan of Shu Kurna, and he also talks about how he believes that Shu was drawing out his most potential when he was actually with, like, the mask, and it was like Red Eye or whatever. Which I guess also, I think that's kind of interesting, because then after that's like, well, that's why he always wants Pri to kind of keep the mask. It's interesting how they try to tie the elements together from the past. When I mean like story elements, not like the elemental stuff. I was misspoke there. But talking about all the stuff, and also, listen, they are not. I don't know if this is. I'll assume this is on purpose. But when you basically see PAX throughout this episode, you will notice, by the way, that PAX will have, like, this little aura in his eyes. Guys, is the aura of ruined pandemonium? They make it pretty clear that it is. Like, that's basically the pandemonium aura anytime that, like, he's getting, like, really resonated. After this, they show off Bolt SPRYZEN. This was probably really weak for me just because of the fact that I feel like there should be more significance that he has Bolt SPRYZEN, because obviously it's the replacement for Burst SPRYZEN. Like they had this whole thing where Volt was, like, developing the thing, then he had the bait, whatever. I don't know, they just should have had a little bit more significance on it, but he's using, like, the HASBRO version of it, obviously, and it's like, I don't know, it kind of takes, because I feel like this would be, like, a very, like, big moment. I don't feel like I felt anything when I saw it. Like, oh, this is the bait. I was like, okay, that's neat. But, there should be, I don't know, I feel like there should always be a little bit of significance whenever they evolve the Bay. Aside from that, oh, I almost forgot to say. When she's reacting to this, she's like, "Oh my God, Shu, wait, but that was like for me when I had to do the mask." So it's like connecting to the fact, oh, she had to wear the mask, and she was seeing Shu, and she was like recognizing that. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. After that, they're just measuring the elemental power. I think there's at least one cool shot where they try to show off the stadium, how it kind of works IRL. Obviously, they're measuring the elemental power, and obviously he's like very impressed by both of them for using it. I still think it's funny that Vault still has the original ultimate this whole time. This was pretty much like the only good shot of the thing that was like for the animated characters. For the battle for CG, I mean, it was pretty solid, I'll say that much at least. The same thing with PAX's eyes and everything glowing. You know, they're going at it. I am a little disappointed because I'm pretty sure that's the exact same avatar as Astral SPRYZEN, so whatever, I guess. Yeah, this part where it's glowing that I was talking about, I thought that was kind of neat. And then after you see PAX's aura, listen, it's most certainly the Ruined Pandemonium aura, but, you know, how much more obvious could they get? It's alright. They're going at it, you know, they're clashing and everything, you know, it's neat, I guess, it's neat. Yeah, and then afterwards, I think it was really interesting at the end. So what he points out here is that basically their elemental power is still pretty low, and the only one that can truly use the elemental energy is Pandora. But he says my Pandora, okay? Yes, that's obviously like the big thing. That basically anytime that he sees like pre-battling, I guess he's kind of like thinking like it's himself. That's why he's also like very, very tough. It's pretty good. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. I think I don't know, I think he's an interesting character, to say the least. That he kind of pushes so much on like Pre and Quadra, because like he can't battle and the elemental stuff, and basically uses his Pandoras. So it's kind of like what I was saying before. I'm pretty sure she's just building up the Pandoras for him, I guess, and then after we'll eventually see, because I mean, we keep on seeing this aura of pandemonium in his eyes, so yeah. Obviously she does not take it well, and I don't imagine that she would have. Yeah, very, very harsh. And then after it's like all this time, you know, it's like, whoa, but the Pandoras, you know, honestly, I like Iger quite a bit in this season. You know, he's very supportive and everything. I think it's very good that he's like standing up for Quadra and Pre against her brother. Like, she's her own blader. And then after, yeah, just, I don't know, the preview, like I keep on saying this with QuadStrike, but I feel like, again, I always say it's just that there's like parts in the episode where like they literally just drag it out just to get to like the full episode of the thing. Anytime it wasn't with Belle, I cared about it. Yeah, that was about it. I don't know. I feel like the Belle stuff kind of just drags the season down. I don't know if that makes sense what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to like the Belle stuff, I don't feel like Belle is adding too much. Like, obviously he's helping, I guess, like with Quadra and Pre and I guess the development. I feel like you almost could have had it where Belle was almost not present in the season, and I feel like they could have just maybe worked their way slightly around that. It could have just been like Quadra and Pre, kind of. I mean, it kind of is anyways. Like, she's definitely the main focus of this season. I do not really view Belle as like the real protagonist of this season, but aside from that, again, PAX is really, really good. Quadra I also thought was, yeah, I think the relationship's really good, how they develop it throughout the season. Definitely heavy foreshadowing of Ruined Pandemonium, and battle-wise, CG was pretty solid. Animation, I think they just tried to get it done, to be fair. Fair enough, then. Yeah, everything's just like at an okay level, but next week I'm probably not going to care until we get to like Pandemonium or something a little bit more interesting. Even like the Iger stuff for the battles, like I cannot look at the it just looks ugly, but yeah. Alrighty, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Pretty good episode, and yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Bye.